Welcome to the second video in my PowerUp program series. This week the cohort has officially started on the 3rd of February, and yesterday we had an introduction video on how we can get our account set up, how we can get access to this environment. So I set up my account in this PowerUp program hub, and they told us in the video that this site is also made in Power Platform. So it's quite cool that they're using their own product to teach you about their product. Here we go into the learning plan. So there are 4 courses in the learning plan. There's the PowerUp Maker course, an introduction to Microsoft Copilot, introduction to AI, and Copilot for Microsoft Power Platform. The first one is the main course that I will work on, and it is required. The other ones are optional, and as you can see, it is locked for now, and it will unlock once I completed all the videos in the main course. And to do the exercises in the course, there's a dev environment set up. I set it up for myself now, and I will show you. It is a developer account that you can use during the cohort. So I have access to Power Apps and all the things in Power Platform. And they told us you will have access to this up to 30 days after your cohort finishes. So you will use it for the exercises, for the final challenge. And afterwards you can still play around a little bit until they deactivate it for you. They also showed an overview of the course. So there's 8 weeks in total. And at the end of week 8, you will have to upload your final app challenge. And this week, well, it started on the 3rd of February. This week, there's 2 modules. Welcome to the PowerUp Maker course, which is just a video course you have to watch, and building model-driven apps for a school project, where you have to do exercises and work to making a model-driven app. There's a launch party. That was the meeting I mentioned. And then next week, there's a Q&A session for that model-driven app module. So if you get stuck, you can ask questions there, and then the volunteers in this program will help you out. Or you can get started on the next module, build a Canvas app for a school library. So it goes over 4 different modules. You have to do a small project in each of them. And then afterwards you have 4 weeks to use the skills that you learned to do the PowerUp challenge. So here's the PowerUp challenge part. Here you can upload your video. Because it's a low-code platform, you have to record your screen and talk through what you did, how you implemented all the requirements. Because there is no actual code, so you can't upload it to GitHub and have someone look at it. And here a volunteer from the program will assess your submission, and it will give you a grade. And if your grade is high enough, you will graduate from the PowerUp program. And once you graduate, you will get a digital badge, so you can show others that you did the program and you actually finished it. And you also get lifetime access to the learning plan, but not the dev environment, as that will be shut down 30 days after you finish your cohort. But you can still go through the learning plan in your own environment. You will also get a voucher for a Microsoft exam. And during the call, they mentioned that a good exam to look into is the PL200, the Microsoft Power Platform Functional Consultant. Because if we look at the requirements, we see that it uses Dataverse, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Pages, and Power Platform, which are all things that will come back in the program. So if you graduate from the program and you study a little bit, I'm pretty sure you can ace this exam. And this is the one I will be doing after my program. Here you can join the live sessions. So yesterday was the first one, and every week there's a Q&A session. There's a Q&A session where the volunteers from the program can help you out. And besides these Q&A sessions, there's also the PowerUp program community, which is a forum board where the people in the course can ask questions. And you can also answer it for them, if you know the answer, of course. Or the volunteers from the program can try and answer your question. So let's dive into the main course. So one thing I noticed is, maybe because it's made in the Power Platform, that the videos load quite slow. You will have to click them and they will show up later. I already started on the program, so let's see if I can go back to the previous module. Yeah, this is the first module, the Welcome to the PowerUp Maker course. And these were all just videos you could follow along. And you didn't have to do an exercise yet. You could do if you really wanted to, but I opted not to. So I went through them. And I started on the model-driven app. And they have some overview of what you will make. And here is, so they start with create, and these are usually the exercises that you have to do. And I started doing it in this environment. So we had to create a table. Location. So I set that up. It was easy to follow along. I would recommend having a second screen, so you can put the video on one screen and then do the exercises in the other. So you have the same 2 environments next to each other. I only have one screen. I just listen to the audio And they really explain. So if they make a new table, they will say, okay, go to the next, click on that, go to column, and then here in display name, I will fill this in. So it's really easy to follow along. So as you can see, I have quite some videos to go through. Maybe I'm 1/3 of the way of this model-driven apps module. And you can't just go to the video. You really have to watch through the video and then mark it as complete when you're done with it. So this is the first one I can start working on. And you also cannot go to the next module. You really have to make sure you go to everything. So before you started on the final challenge, you know that you've went through all the videos, because then it will unlock for you. All right, so that was it for the overview of the PowerUp program environment. And I just wanted to show you this because I couldn't find any resources on this before I started the program. I really wanted to know, okay, what am I getting into? How does it work? Where can I watch all the videos? All those things. So I'll dive into the learning plan I started and continue it, finish the model-driven apps for this week, and I'll give an update afterwards. So if you want to follow along, please subscribe, as I will be uploading videos every week on this course while I'm working through it. And I'll also show you what I've made in the exercises and how I've made it. So if you really want to know more about the PowerUp program, you can look in the description and sign up for the next cohort that's coming. And have you also started on this cohort, or are you planning to join in one? Let me know in the comments, or you can follow along these videos. See you in the next one.